of empowerHER, and I'm so excited to introduce you to our amazing yoga instructor, Cathrine Danieli. You are going to have so much fun tonight. You're going to get a chance to, learn a little bit more about empowerHER in our community. And, if any part of tonight is maybe sad or hard, you could, maybe take a break, or maybe ask a friend to watch with you, or a family member. And throughout the next hour, you're going to be meeting a bunch of different people and doing a lot of fun different activities. So get comfy and get your yoga mat out. If you don't want to do yoga, that's fine too. If you want to get a candle, we're going to light a candle during the event tonight, so you can go grab that. And so let me just introduce myself. To those of you guys who don't know me, I started empowerHER now 7 years ago. I started it here in Situate, Massachusetts. We're here on the water in my hometown. And empowerHER was formed really out of the gratitude I had for all the support my family received after my mom died. And so my mom died when I was 9. She had breast cancer. And I had a loving dad and a supportive big brother, wonderful friends, and lived in a great community in Connecticut. But I never met another girl whose mom died. And for me, that was just really isolating. And I was just desperate to know another girl like me, and another girl like these brave, beautiful girls who could relate to my loss. And I also wish I had met someone maybe who was older, maybe someone who was 40 years old, whose mom had passed away when they were little, who could tell me, it is survivable. And so now empowerHER hosts events, gives girls this amazing opportunity to meet other girls like them, but from all over New England, all over Southern California, where our 2 active chapters are. And now, because of the coronavirus, and because things are changing in the world, we decided to put all of our events online and to invite girls from all over the world to be a part of our community. So we're really glad you're here. We think it's really brave of you to be here, and we're just so excited to get to meet you and for you to get to meet us. So I'm super excited. I got to put my mask back on because I'm going to get close to Cathrine. I'm so excited to introduce you to our yoga teacher, Cathrine. Oh. Come on in.
All right. Hi. Thank you, Kara. Assuming everyone can hear me. I am so grateful to be here with you today, and I wish you could feel the ocean breeze on your face as we all have it here. And if you are brand new to yoga, or if you are a seasoned person who's done yoga before, all are welcome for this 20-minute practice that we'll do together today. And yoga changed my life. The word yoga means union. So we do yoga to bring our mind and body into harmony. And sometimes our body may feel out of sorts or with our emotions, and sometimes we may have racing thoughts. And through this practice, we bring it all together. And if you've joined me before in women's circles, I always pick cards. And I picked one for all of us today. And the card for today is light, light. And the affirmation is, my light radiates through my life and the world around me. So I'm going to set our collective intention for our yoga practice today to shine our light bright, so that our light will provide comfort and healing for all of you and for all girls around the world to know that they are not alone. And this is going to be a very slow and gentle yoga class. And my offering also is that all of these moves that you learn tonight, you'll be able to do on your own. If at any point you feel overwhelmed with grief or sadness or even anger or just not connected to yourself, you can always use this practice to come home and come back to the truth of who you are. So with that said, you can find a comfortable seated position, cross-legged, or if it's more comfortable for you, you can sit on your shins like this. I might sit on my shins. And bringing your hands to your heart, and just let your knuckles release. So your fingertips are touching, but there's space in between your hands. Imagine you're holding a precious stone in between your hands. And if you'd like to close your eyes, you can. You do not have to. And we'll begin with each of you setting your intention. So an intention is an alignment to where we wish to direct our energy and our mind. Maybe your intention will be light, maybe it will be peace, maybe it will be for your mom, and maybe it will be for love. So breathing in this intention, holding it as precious in between your hands, and breathing out. We're going to imagine our breath like the ocean waves behind me and the girls. Breathing in and breathing out. And I was watching the waves move over the rocks. And the rocks don't move. The waves crash over the rocks. And I want you to know that no matter how big your feelings are, no matter how overwhelming they may feel, there is a sacred rock. There is a center of your being that can handle anything. And yoga reminds us of that truth. And so on your next inhale, letting your hands come to your sides. We're gonna breathe in, reaching your arms up to the sky, gathering energy until your palms touch above your head. And then breathe out, turning your palms to face the floor, imagining moving away all that does not serve. Breathing in, palms to the sky, gathering supportive, loving energy. And turn your palms to face the floor as you press away what does not serve. And we'll do that 3 more times together. Inhale. Palms press. And exhale. And 2 more. Inhale, gathering the energy of all of the girls who are watching with us now, knowing that you are contributing to this light. And exhale, pressing away. And last one. Inhale. Palms touch and exhale. And hands come back to center at your heart. Always returning to the center of your being. This time, inhale and interlace your hands and press your hands away from your body on the exhale. Inhale, palms to the sky. And exhale, hands to your sides. Inhale, your palms to the center of your chest. Interlace your fingers and press and arch your back, bringing your chin to your chest. Inhale to the sky. And exhale, releasing your hands. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, hands to your chest. Exhale, interlace and press away, arching your back. Inhale to the sky. And let your hands release. And if you're sitting cross-legged, just change the order of your shins. And we're going to walk our hands forward. Doesn't have to be very far. Pressing your hips into the ground and let your head relax. Let the top of your head release toward the ground. And continuing to breathe. Just letting yourself melt into the earth. Imagine you're a rock and the ocean waves are moving over and around you. You are steady. And slowly walking your hands back toward your shins. Let your right hand press into the earth and lift your left arm to the sky. Gentle twist. Breathing in and breathing out. And then you'll bring your left hand down to the center, right where your right hand was, and right hand reaches for the sky, reaching for the sun, reaching for the light. Breathing in and breathing out. And bringing your hand back down and walk your hands up to your knees. And begin to take hip circles. So rolling to the front and leaning back, loosening our hips. Take about 4 in one direction. And then changing directions. And then coming into tabletop pose. So coming onto your hands and knees, pressing your hands into the earth and the tops of your feet into the earth. And on the inhale, arching your back and looking forward. Cow pose. And then press into the earth, bring your chin to your chest and arch your back like a cat. Inhale to cow pose, arching your back, looking forward. And exhale into cat. Do that 3 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one like this. Inhale. And exhale. And then coming to a flat back. Bring your knees together. Sit back onto your heels. Let your forehead come down to the mat. And bring your hands, so the palms of your hand, or the tops of your hands, rest on the tops of your feet. And breathe. Just letting everything go as you melt into the mat. Imagining you're the rock as the ocean waves move all over you. Warm ocean water, not Situate, cold water. Imagine warm ocean waves. All the waves are what feels unsettling in your life, but you are steady. You are always calm in the center of your being. One more breath like this. And at any point in the next few minutes, if you want to just come back to this pose, you can, or if you want to stay right here, you can. And on the inhale, rising. And then we'll just stand up. Inhale your shoulders up to your ears and drop them down. Inhale up to your ears and exhale, drop them down. And one more, inhale and down. And turn your palms to face forward. This is mountain pose. We've moved from the rock in the ocean to now a mountain. Tuck your tailbone so it's right underneath you. Feel your spine lengthen. Standing tall with confidence and strength. And then step your right foot out just a little bit. And this is standing ragdoll. So you're gonna get to just let your hands release, swinging from side to side, imagining energy just rolling off you. Again, like those ocean waves, you can turn your head, just let yourself be loose. Now we can be the ocean, actually. Let's be the wave for a moment. And maybe if you'd like to join me, you can just shake, really shake. Let it go. I'm the ocean. All right, and back to standing. We're gonna try tree pose together. So we're gonna stand on your left leg and just bring your right heel to your ankle. And for some of you, you'll stay right here, and this is amazing. Your hands at your heart. Maybe if you want to try balancing, just lift your heel to your calf, this inner side of your leg. And breathe with me. Standing tall like a tree, deeply rooted into the earth. Maybe grow your tree for one breath. And then bring your hands down. And we're back to the standing ragdoll, shaking it out. And then on the other side, so standing on your right leg, first left heel to right ankle, hands at your heart. Maybe you stay right here. Maybe you lift your foot up so you're balancing on your right leg. And breathe. Imagine these strong roots off the bottoms of your feet, connecting you with the earth. And maybe you'll grow your branches with me for one round of breath. And exhale, coming back to that standing ragdoll and shake it out. And then stand at the back of your mat. I'm going to be at a side view. You can watch the girls in the camera. And step your right foot forward. And straighten your back left leg. This is now we're in a lunge, bending your right knee. And inhale your arms up to the sky. I'm just gonna take 3 breaths here. Feel yourself strong. Your right foot pressing firmly into the earth. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And step your left foot to meet your right. Mountain pose. So just take a breath back in mountain. And then this time, stepping your left foot forward. Bend your left knee, straighten your right leg. You're pressing into your left foot firmly into the ground. Make sure your tail is tucked, so imagine there's a weight off your tailbone reaching for the earth. And lift your arms. We'll take 3 breaths in this lunge. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Relaxing your shoulders. Breathing in and breathing out. And step your right foot to meet the left. Again, mountain pose. And if you'd like to close your eyes here, you can. As you bring your hands back to your heart, again, holding that precious stone of your intention from the start of our class. Remembering you can always return. And deep breath in. And sigh it out through your mouth. Going to do one more standing pose. So toe heel your feet together. And imagine you're sitting down into a chair. Chair pose. Inhale your arms up to the sky. And we're going to flow. Exhale, let your hands drift to the right. Inhale, and to the left. We're gonna do 2 more rounds. Feel the burn in your legs, the strength of your legs that carry you. And exhale to the left. 1 more round, you got this. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And inhale, rise to standing, reach for the sky, gathering energy. Maybe you look up. And bring your hands back to your heart. Inhale, arms reach up, gathering energy. And exhale, fold, bending your knees. You can separate your feet back to hip width distance apart and let yourself go. The crown of your head reaching to the floor. Maybe you rock side to side. It's okay to have a slight bend in your knees. Forward folds are so powerful. If you ever feel anxious or overwhelmed, you can just fold right over your legs. And then you'll meet me on the floor. And lay down onto your back. And hug your knees into your chest. And just rock from side to side. Noticing how you feel after breath and movement, some strengthening poses. Rocking back and forth, and then just coming to stillness as you squeeze your legs into your chest. Maybe you close your eyes. Again, imagining a rock in the ocean. Strong and steady, the waves don't toss it around, they wash over it. The center of your being is always calm. Breathing in and breathing out. And then taking a full body stretch, reaching your arms up, wiggling your toes. And let your hands come to your sides. Inhale, nearing the end of our practice, bringing your right knee into your chest. And on your exhale, gently crossing it over the front of your body, a nice gentle twist. You can open your right arm out like a wing. Breathing in and breathing out. And then coming back to center and switch legs. Left knee hugs into your chest. And then crossing over to the side, left arm out like a wing. Your left knee is crossing over the right side. And breathing, maybe you look over at your left hand. Enjoying the twist. And then coming back to center, hugging both knees into your chest. And this time, lift your nose to touch your knees and squeeze every muscle in your body. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then let it all go for our final pose. Letting your legs take up space on the floor, your arms at your sides, palms facing the sky. Maybe you take a last rock of your neck from side to side. Maybe you close your eyes. This is often said to be the most important pose of our yoga practice. This is where our body receives all the benefits of breathing, stretching, strengthening. In this pose, there is nothing you have to do. Maybe in this pose, you imagine yourself floating in the ocean now. Feeling the waves carry you. Just rest for 90 seconds. Following your breath as ocean waves. And as you breathe, I'd like to read a poem to you. I breathe in all that is. Awareness expanding to take everything in. As if my heart beats the world into being. From the unnamed vastness beneath the mind, I breathe my way to wholeness and healing. Inhalation, exhalation. Each breath a yes and a letting go. A journey and a coming home. Seeing if you can allow yourself to soften even just 2% more into the floor. Imagining you're here and knowing you're here with girls from all around the world. And beginning to wiggle your fingers and toes. And another full body stretch, like you're beginning again, this new moment, reaching your hands up above your head. And then rolling onto your side and curling up one more time on your side. Imagining again, you're a rock steady in the ocean. Taking a breath, hugging your knees in again. And then you'll meet me as you're ready, back in a comfortable seat. As you sit up tall, let your palms face upwards to the sky in your lap. And imagine you are linking hands with all of the girls of empowerHER. Maybe you feel the energy in your hands right now. And we together imagine sitting in a circle. Thousands of us. and feel your part of the circle. The link of your hands. And then bringing that energy, like really slowly bringing your hands up. Feel all that energy, the light of empowerHER, back to your heart, releasing your knuckles again, holding your precious intention. And we'll breathe in together and breathing out. Thank you so much for joining me for yoga. I invite you, before we move into the next thing, to give yourself permission to move slowly as you gather some art supplies. Maybe you'll need some water or tissue. And just notice the energy that's now moving through your body. And we'll meet again in a minute or so for our circle. How you girls doing?
Good.
How do you feel? Sleepy and relaxed. That's a good yoga class. Thank you. I'll light our candle for us. And if you'd like, I'd love to hear how you're all feeling after yoga. So feel free to type into the chat box how that was for you, how you're feeling. And then if you'd like to participate in the next activity, you can grab some paper and colored pens, so markers or crayons, colored pencils. Yeah, I'd love to know how you're feeling. Relaxed, Megan says. Calm, calm, yay. Do you girls want to say how you're feeling?
I'm feeling enlightened and relaxed.
Enlightened and relaxed. How are you feeling?
Relaxed and calm.
Relaxed and calm.
I'm just feeling sleepy.
Sleepy. Sleepy. Okay. Great. Great. So, as you have your paper and pen, if you've been in circle before with me, a women's circle is an intentional gathering. So maybe we hang out with our friends, watch TV, go for a walk, go to the beach. But at empowerHER, when we gather together, we gather and remember what brought us together, which is loss. And together we remember also light, the light of who we are, the light that we bring to the world. And at one of the first empowerHER retreats, I offered that I like to think of human beings as all of us having our own castle that who we are is this magical, majestic castle with as many rooms as you want. First, what I invite you to do on your paper is draw your castle. Draw the castle of who you are. And let one room represent the room of the center of your being, the light room, maybe. The room where you can go, where you know you always feel comforted and loved. And maybe for some of you, 10 rooms in the house will take up the castle, not the house, the castle. 10 rooms will take up your grief. Maybe for some of you, 30 rooms will hold your grief. And maybe there's a room of joy. Maybe there's a room of anger. And remember the room of light. And all of it is sacred and all of it is protected in this castle. If you're not moved to draw a castle, you can draw anything you feel right now. However you feel after yoga, however you feel being together, just let yourself draw. Maybe you'll draw a rock and the ocean around it. You have permission now to follow whatever resonated with you, or to draw nothing at all, and you can just breathe with us. Maybe you draw a circle to remember all the linked hands of all of the girls around the world at empowerHER. You're not going to have to share this unless you want to. This is just for you. taking your time. Feel free to check in if you have questions, if there's anything you'd like to share about being here. And if you've finished and you'd like to share about what you drew or what it was like for you to do this, feel free to write it in the chat box. We'd love to hear from you. And if you girls are interested, you can share about what you drew.
I can share mine. Mine's pretty simple. I don't even.
Can you hear her? Can you hear her? Thumbs up or yes in the chat box? Okay, great.
Mine was pretty simple. I did most of my castle light, so I did 3 sections. So these 2 sections I did light, and I did like a little peace sign and sun type of thing. And then this section is just everything else. So I wanted the majority of my castle to be peaceful, and yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Would you girls like to share? You don't have to.
I'm still drawing.
Okay. How about you?
I just draw like me in a yoga pose.
Great. Great. Their castle or anything that you drew. So Kat would like to share her drawing.
Hello. So,
Hi.
can you hear me?
We can't hear you, but we can see you.
It says I'm off mute.
Oh. We can't hear you. Maybe one moment. Oh. Oh, everybody else can hear you. So, all right, so Kat, go ahead and share. They all can. They all can, yes. Beautiful. Oh.
Hear me now?
You are unmuted. Thank you, Kat. Oh, you can try again, actually.
Okay. So I drew this, and it's basically like a sun in the middle, which is the light, and then all these little boxes are like situations or something that's happened, and there's an arrow facing towards the light and an arrow facing away from the light. So you can pick which way you go, and you usually should pick the light, obviously. So.
Thank you. How beautiful. Would anyone else like to share? Lucy, would you like to share? No? Well, thank you all so much. We're going to bring Kara back to be with you. I'm so glad I could be here with you tonight. Thank you for practicing yoga with me. And I'll see you soon.
Hi guys. Take this off. Hi guys. That was amazing. And I'm so glad that you girls at home were all able to take part in everything that Cathrine shared with you, and you got to kind of see a little bit about what empowerHER is like when we all get together like this. And so what I wanted to do, I know it's getting late, so if you gotta go, go. We won't be offended at all. Just you can sign out of the meeting. But if you have some time, I wanted to have a chance to introduce you to some of the girls and get to know them a little better, and also to bring some of you guys on. So why don't we do this? Why don't we have everybody come on? There's no pressure, you don't have to do it, but everybody to turn their videos on, and let's just see everybody all together. Let's maybe take a selfie. Get everybody on at once. And then we're gonna clean up. We're gonna transition to another activity. And I want Marissa. You hang with me for a little bit? Come here. So we're gonna stay 6 feet apart, right? I'm gonna ask you to take. And then I'm bringing you back on. Okay. After being Marissa take the chat. Why don't you sit there, honey? So we can make sure that we're just 6 feet apart. This is so bizarre, right? Are we 6 feet?
I think so.
Okay, so let's do this. I want a chance to sort of introduce Marissa, the most brave, beautiful, courageous soul, to all of you girls. And I want you to get to know her, because you don't want to just keep seeing me every time. And I want you to have this experience of storytelling, you know, and sharing your story and this experience of like really being seen and heard. And so let's do this. Why don't you, Marissa, why don't you talk to me a little bit about you, your family and your life, and about your beautiful mom, Terry. Tell me about Terry.
Well, she was born in Canada, and I was born in New York City, and her first name was actually Luana, and she changed it to Terry when she moved. And I remember us like baking like little cupcakes for her birthday together, and I got to lick the bowl. They were like coconut or vanilla or
Like
something.
the best part of making cupcakes is the batter.
Yeah.
It's not the cupcake, it's the licking the bowl.
And then after, we just sat outside and we just ate the cupcakes on our deck, and I remember that moment, and it was such a good moment.
And you have so many beautiful memories, so many bright, vibrant memories of your mom. And you and I have this in common. You know, both of our moms died of breast cancer. And I was 9 years old when my mom died of breast cancer. And I grew up in a small town in Connecticut. And, you know, I had this beautiful family to surround me like you do and just give me so much love and support. And you were 5, right?
Yeah.
When your mom died. And so you have been a part of empowerHER for such a long time, and you've had this experience that I so desperately wanted. I wanted to know another girl like Maddie, a girl that is, you know, a similar age, and you and Maddie lost your moms in a similar way at a similar time. And so I wanted to kind of take a second to, you know, talk about what that means to really not feel alone in your grief. Does it help to know that there are other girls who really do kind of get it and really do understand? Because maybe in your hometown, you just might not meet another girl, right, who can relate.
empowerHER is very helpful to me. It's good that I know that I'm not alone. I'm not the only person that that has lost their mom. It's very, very helpful just to know that there are other people like me in the world.
Mm-hmm.
When I went back to school, like no one there like knew what it was to be like in a situation like this one. And here there are hundreds of girls that are just like me, and it really helps to know that there are other girls like me.
Yeah, right, because they might not know exactly what it is to be you, but they know something about what it is to just sort of to be carrying grief and to have pain and to have to really power through, right? To still, you know, see this beautiful life that's at our fingertips, right? Because that's what your mom wanted. And she would be so proud of you. And so I thought maybe if there was any other girl who's on tonight who might want a chance to maybe say hi to Marissa and I, somebody else that might want to come on, why don't you put a request in to turn your mic on, or you can chat in and maybe we can meet you, and I can give Marissa an opportunity to meet you because we live so far away from each other, and maybe otherwise would not have this opportunity to get to know each other. So is there anyone here who might want to come on and say hi? And there's no pressure. Crickets? It's hard. It's hard to do that. Oh, Abby, are you able to come on? Can you unmute yourself? And Megan, come on.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, Megan. So this is Megan. Oh, I'm so excited to introduce you to Megan. So Megan actually lives near my hometown in Connecticut. And Megan, we just got to meet a couple months ago at a yoga event that we had in Connecticut, actually. So Megan, meet Marissa.
Hi, Megan.
before the coronavirus, you guys were going to meet, and you guys were going to be at the retreat together. And unfortunately, the Mother's Day retreat was online this year. So Megan, what I wanted to say was, going back to what Catherine talked about in that, the castle activity. When I met Catherine 5 years ago, 6 years probably, she helped me to form empowerHER. She helped me to kind of know what this was. And she helped me to, understand ways that I could help build community at empowerHER, and ways that I, give girls really important takeaways. And one of the most important takeaways Catherine gave me when I first met Catherine was this idea that, we can hold both grief and joy. Our bodies are built for that. And when I was young, when I was in elementary school and junior high and high school, I just never, ever thought that the pain would end. I never thought that I would stop being sad. I didn't think there would be joy. And I also didn't know that I was capable of handling both grief and joy at once, or that I would have room for that. And so Megan, did you find that as impactful as I did, hearing Catherine say that, that's possible, right? Mm-hmm. It's possible to have pain and happiness.
Yeah, definitely at first. My mom passed away a little over 2 years ago from breast cancer when I was 14. And I also definitely felt like nothing was ever gonna get better. I just thought that I was always gonna be sad and everything was always gonna be the world would just keep going on around me. But I definitely have found that, especially through empowerHER, I found so much light and joy, and realized that you can be happy and hold your grief at the same time.
Right. And did you feel the same way? What did you think of Catherine did that activity?
I'm just really thankful for empowerHER. So I just feel like I don't know. I think I felt the same way, yeah. Yeah.
And you've done so much, talking about your mom and helping to live your mom's legacy, and going on podcasts, and you've been on television, and you're doing interviews and getting to really, share your story. And I'm so proud of you for doing that. Megan, I'm so proud of you for coming on tonight. Megan was on one of our IG Lives a couple days ago too, and that's something that is really, really hard to do. I never talked about my mom ever, but I was desperate to. And when I watch you guys, I just think, oh my God, I'm so proud of you for doing this, and just think that in the end, this will have benefited so many people when they hear you talk and share your story. So thank you for sharing and for being a part of empowerHER, and Megan for being so brave to share more. And it doesn't mean you're not brave if you're not ready to share, but if you want it and you want to be seen and you want to be heard, we want you to have empowerHER to be a way for you to be seen and be heard. So all right, awesome. So I know it's getting late still, right? Do we have time for another interview, or yeah? And all right, how about this? How about we bring Muriel back on? Where's Muriel? To swap out places with Marissa. Come on.
I was looking at the ocean, and they were like,
we need you. It's so good to see you.
So good to see you. Yeah. And we're out of mask.
I know. We're 6 weeks, so we're good. I think we're good. Solid 6 weeks. So good to see you, and so good to have an empowerHER event, because it's been 3 months since we've been able to do anything, and we've been quarantined, and so much about the world is different right now, what you say. And so I just wanted to kind of have a conversation with you about just all the incredible things that you do in your life to find happiness and to have purpose, and to honor your mom as well. I know that you're living your mom's legacy, and your mother would be endlessly proud of you, Muriel. And one thing that I kind of thought about over the last couple of months was, this pandemic poem. Have you read this pandemic poem?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, you might see it. You can look it up actually after tonight, but the pandemic poem is this beautifully written sort of summary of what the pandemic was. And it goes, you know, it's longer than this, but what I took from it was, you know, the people stayed home, they grieved their losses, and they began to think differently. And so we say this all the time in empowerHER, and I'm always, you know, thinking, if we don't start thinking differently, this might have been kind of a waste, right? This would have been kind of lost on us. And so I look at, you know, 3 months of isolation, which is hard for anyone, but 3 months of isolation for, you know, us who have grieved and who have experienced a great loss when we were young. But then also just looking at the world today and all that's being done, you know, movements like the Me Too movement, movements like Black Lives Matter, those that really help people be seen and heard. And one thing that I always felt about empowerHER when I started it was, okay, I want a way for girls to be seen and heard. When my mom died, there just was no opportunity for me to talk about it. And so you talk openly about it, but I don't know that you always did, right? So what's your take on, like, even after going through this pandemic and going through, you know, and watching all that's going on in the world and where it's time for people really to be seen and heard, like, do you think back on your own loss? Do you think back on how that relates?
I think at first, when like the isolation part started, I was thinking about it a lot because I was just, you know, everyone does that. Like, things would be different if,
Yeah,
everyone does that.
yeah,
But when like all of the movements started happening, I felt like it was like way overdue to be like happening, and I kind of like see, like, even though everything is terrible, I like seeing that people are listening now.
Yeah.
And that's not only like for Black Lives Matter or Me Too, but even just like different government agencies that are kind of delayed or doing wild things.
Yeah.
I feel like people are paying attention to all of those issues now.
Yeah.
And even just looking into like politics more, which I really like because I'm like a political freak.
Yeah.
So I
How many female legislators were at the State House?
Yeah, right. There were like none. But yeah, so I just love that stuff. I've always been like a nerd about like legal stuff. So I kind of like that everyone's finally paying attention to it because it's important and it shapes like all of our lives. It just stinks that it's like at like the expense of women and people of color, but I'm glad that it's being listened to.
And I mean, I'm so eternally impressed with, you know, your drive and your motivation. And when I look at, you know, you graduating high school and starting college and getting, you know, taking advantage of every opportunity that you've had to really like see the world and live. And I always thought maybe in some ways that I was sort of like living my mom's legacy. I was almost living like two lives, right? So I was like you. I just wanted to like get it all in. I wanted to travel and I wanted to meet people who were different and thought different. And so tell me a little bit about Honduras and where, you know, what you learned from that experience and why you are going back.
Yeah, so in Honduras, for those of you guys that don't know, I am an English teacher for grade 4 going into grade 5. So I'll have them again when I return. And then I've also taught first grade, which is really fun. I think in Honduras, I learned that what we have here is like so minuscule and so unimportant. Like, I feel like we have so much. I feel like I wasn't necessarily culture shocked going there, but I was culture shocked coming back here.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because it's like your neighbors will talk to you, your community looks out for you. It's just a different experience. Like, I feel like you're allies with everyone.
Yeah.
And then,
and what about even, you know, you've met now children in Honduras who have experienced loss and early trauma. They maybe lost their dad or maybe lost their mom. And so immediately when we were talking about this, I was like, all right, I guess we're just like starting EmpowerHER in Honduras. Like as soon as you get there in September, we're just gonna have like Zoom calls with you. And so you're now gonna meet a lot of young girls, young kids actually who've experienced loss. Did you tell them about your own experience of loss as well? So that, was there a way for you to sort of connect with them? And
Right. Currently, I'm actually planning like what I'm going to be doing upon my return and talking about issues like that. Because Latino culture is very much like put on a brave face, like man up, woman up type of thing, and to just kind of not talk about those things. And a lot of my students have experienced trauma, some with immigration here in the United States. So that's like a whole thing that I'm planning. I've been like reading everything and like researching on how to deal with that and like childhood trauma and how we can kind of make it a more comfortable space for all of them. But yeah, and the issues that those kids have, like a lot of us we've lost family members due to like health conditions and things like that. But there, the climate is completely different, and it's very rarely from health issues, and it's usually like very difficult things that
very traumatic.
Those are all things that I'm currently planning.
Well, they're so lucky to have you. I mean, I'm sure the most amazing teacher in the world, and that's what an unbelievable experience that you're going to be there, and to have that experience at your age is just, it's going to be something so impactful in the rest of your life. And all right, so let's bring somebody else on. Let's see, somebody else. Anne-Marie. Our queen. Anne-Marie. All right, and so Anne-Marie, you're gonna help us with a giveaway?
I would help with the giveaway. Hi, everyone. I got here a little bit late, but yoga sounded amazing, and I hope that you all enjoyed it. I love hearing your stories. I love just hearing you, Muriel. Thank you so much. You all really do inspire me and inspire Kara, and we're just so happy that we can still stay connected. I'm here in LA, and it's sunny, and I'm just happy that I can tune in with you all.
Awesome. And so for everyone who might not know, I mean, the more you follow EmpowerHER, you're going to see Anne-Marie a lot more, but Anne-Marie's from Boston, and she and I lost our moms both at the same time. I was 9, Anne-Marie was 10, and we just had this instant bond the minute I met, Anne-Marie a couple years ago now. Anne-Marie works for EmpowerHER full time and helped to start this Southern California chapter, which is amazing. And so let's see if there's anyone else who wants to come on. Let's do it. Anyone else who wants to come on? There's Abby. Hi, Abby. I'm so glad to see you. All right, so anyone else that wants to come on, are we gonna do intros, or? I know it's getting so late. If you have to leave, you certainly can leave the call, but if you're able to stay for a little bit, we want to introduce Abby and also do a little giveaway. So Sam, you want to come on and help with the giveaway first? Abby, will you stay on for a sec? I needed to meet Sam. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Here. So I had asked a question. Oh, okay. These masks, I never get used to them. But I asked for the chat, whose birthday, what your birthday was, and Megan's birthday is actually in May, and that's the closest birthday that we got. So Megan, you are going to get a sweatshirt.
Yay, it's an EmpowerHER sweatshirt. Oh my God, she's wearing the King Cloth already.
I love it. I love it.
Too.
I love it.
Thank you.
That's awesome. All right. That's it.
Excellent. Mask back on. I'm out of here.
Giveaway on. All right. So can I just bring on Abby? Can we just chat for a quick sec? Abby from New Mexico. Can I introduce you to Abby?
Yeah.
And hi, Abby. And what's so incredibly special about Abby and I's friendship is I went to high school with Abby's mom. Abby's mom was my friend. And when Abby's mom passed away of breast cancer, that was when I got much closer to Abby. And Abby, you are such a brave, beautiful girl. I'm so proud to know you. And even from New Mexico, good news around the coronavirus, the one silver lining is that, you know, now we can do events together, Abby, and we can still have a chance to see each other. So do you want to just tell everybody who you are and maybe tell them your age and where you live and say hi to everybody?
I'm Abby. I'm 13. I just moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico. I moved in with my dad.
Awesome. Is it really, really hot there?
It's so hot.
Yeah, it's a little hotter than Connecticut, right? So Abby, did you like doing yoga? Did you do the yoga, or did you just kind of watch?
I messed up time difference thing.
Yeah. So Abby, I just wanted a chance to introduce you to Muriel and see, maybe, did you have any questions for Muriel? Do you have, Muriel, do you have any questions for Abby?
I think I have any.
Nothing like me putting you on the spot. That's okay, there's no questions at all. I just, again, wanted a chance for you girls to just get to meet each other. Girls that might not otherwise, right, between, you know, living so far apart, otherwise might not have an opportunity to really meet each other. But I just, again, wanted to tell you all how brave I think you are for being here, and just how proud I am to know you and to see you. You're all different ages, and I know we've all experienced loss, maybe at different times. You know, you were a different age when your mom passed away. And as we like to say at empowerHER, it's our favorite quote. We say the compassion tent. You know, my grief is not more shiny than yours. My grief is not more important than yours. In the compassion tent, hard things are just hard. And so, you know, we're reminding each other, like, you can do hard things. And the last couple of months have been really, really hard. And so if you felt down, or if you've kind of struggled through the last couple of months, we just want to say, like, we know, we hear you and we see you. And so I'm so glad that we got a chance to meet. We want to do more of this, and we want to share stories and, you know, have an opportunity to sort of support each other and lift each other up and empower each other more often. So thanks so much, girls, for being here. And I think that's it. I think it's our time to just say goodbye. Sign off. Bye, you guys. Thanks so much, everybody, for being here.
Bye, guys. Have a great rest of your week.
That's it.
I'm like, are we still on it?
Oh my God. I'm like,